I almost DNF'd this last night. I'm having a good time. Bye. Bye. Boop, 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 boop. He can go trip over a knife. Hello and welcome, you beautiful bookish people. I cannot wait for today's video because I know a lot of people ask her like, should I trust BookTok? Should I take the recommendations? And we're gonna see if you should or shouldn't today. Now granted, I am a content creator, so I am on BookTok. I am one of the people that is standing here telling you to read certain books, okay? You can trust me at least. I'm just saying like the general BookTok consent. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I thought it would be the perfect time to do kind of a little reading vlog as well, so you can get my real-time. That's a really nice Mustang. I'm so sorry, I have ADHD. Anyways, I thought it'd be a perfect time to do kind of a reading vlog so you can get my real-time thoughts of how I'm feeling while reading these popular / viral BookTok books. And then by the end, we can kind of make a decision. Granted, there's probably hundreds and hundreds of books that BookTok recommends, okay? I'm just talking about BookTok as a whole. Like if something goes viral on BookTok, should you listen? I'm gonna tell you, so far my experience has been yes. The books that we're gonna be reading today in this reading vlog are Silver Elite by Dani Francis and Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This book is about a girl named Ren, and she has been hiding her magical powers her entire life because in this society, people with those magical powers are most of the time put to death. And something happens with her uncle, which unfortunately puts her in a situation where she's being investigated. And she ends up getting recruited for basically this military academy, which is like the worst possible place she can be in because she's someone with magical powers that this military academy is training people to hunt down. That's book one. And this is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This is actually, again, really, really good timing because this is the read for, I think, 2 book clubs that I'm in on Fable. And I'm very excited to start this one. I honestly have no idea what it's about. Hold on, let me read the blurb. I hate doing this because it's so long, but whatever. Long ago, the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of... Long ago, the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of Calandra to remind us that humans are insignificant, that we must pray to the gods for mercy throughout our fragile, fleeting lives. I didn't need a deity to remind me I was powerless. Being a princess had never been more than a performance. 23 years of empty titles and hollow traditions. My sister revels in the spectacle, basking in the attention and flawlessly playing her part. I was never asked to be part of the charade. Until the day an infamous monster hunter sailed to our shores. The day a prince walked in my father's throne room and ruined my life. The day I married a stranger, signed a magical treaty in blood, and set off across the continent to the most treacherous kingdom in all the realm. That was the day I learned that not all myths are make-believe, that lies and legends are often the same, and that the only way to kill the monsters we fear was to become one. So all I'm gathering is arranged marriage, secrets, and magic. Which honestly sounds right up my alley. And the fact that there's a sword on the cover and a crown, I'm like, yeah, yeah. I can see myself having a good time with this. And the first sentence is, what if I jumped? I think that says enough. I do have a confession about Silver Elite though. I did start this 2 days ago. So let's pause, rewind, and let's start Silver Elite. Hello friends, welcome back. I am 38% of the way through Silver Elite by Dani Francis, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew going into this that a lot of people were like, hey, don't get caught up too much in the romantasy, in the dystopian side of this book, because it's more of a romance set in a dystopian world than anything else. And so I had that expectation going into it, but my problem was this was so insta-lovey, and I'm a girl that needs slow burn. Don't give me like 5 pages in, you're already swooning over this man. Like, it's very lusty, and I'm like, this is annoying. But also, I'm not the biggest fan of Ren, the female main character. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. I've highlighted and tabbed, and there's some really good quotes. Like the romance side of it is so good. Nothing has really happened yet. There's just been like banter and tension, which is so good. And I'm on page 206, so it's been a good chunk of it. I just think every 5 pages, her mentioning how gorgeous this man man is. It's just, I don't know, it's annoying. But I really, really like the setting of the story in like this military academy she's training in this setting. It very much reminds me of Divergent. So if you've read that or like that kind of vibe, I think you might like this one, which I like Divergent. Again, I think I just got a little bit caught up in the BookTok hype, which I know this video is entirely about that. Should you trust BookTok? And as of right now, I'm gonna say maybe, but I'm not finished with this book and we haven't even started Shield of Sparrows. So I could have a completely different opinion by the end of the book. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to keep a positive mindset about this, but I'm realizing that I just don't like Ren. I don't like her. Also, their flirting is kind of infuriating. At this point, I'm just highlighting out of spite. Like, I'm having a good time. This is definitely not gonna be any higher than 4 stars. I can tell you that much. It's also kind of weird because the MMC is acting like he's been yearning after her for so long, but like other than heated glances, I don't see it. Like he's just flirting with her. He's acting like he's completely losing control and he's completely level-headed. And then there's like rare moments where he's like, oh my god, you make me do so many things I wouldn't normally do. Like what? The more I'm reading, the more it just feels like a mix between Fourth Wing and Divergent, but like just with magical powers. No dragons or anything. It's like the military academy setting mixed with a dystopian society mixed with girl going undercover, but also she has magical powers. Guys, I don't know. Oh no. I'm trying to find a redeeming quality about this because the romance just isn't believable for me. Like, I've never felt this way before about a female main character, and I'm like, there's some good lines in there, so like I'm still highlighting and stuff because like they're fun, but it's like you put it all together and it's like, I don't know about this. Guys, it got worse. Oh no. I'm not gonna lie to you, I almost DNF'd this last night. I actually put a dark tab on the page that I was like, not a fan of that. It was me saying that I was gonna mark it for DNF. And you wanna know why? Let me read this to you. He inches me toward the wall, his voice lowering to a wicked pitch. I've been a bad boy. Bye. Bye! In no context do I like the words bad boy, especially if the dude that's saying it is claiming it for himself. Like, I'm a sucker for like good girl in the right context. He said, I've been a bad boy. Ugh. I can't deal with it. I can't. I kept reading just a little bit and I'm on chapter 43. So I didn't DNF it because I was like, I've put this much time into this book and I only have this much left, okay? I have about 100 pages left and it's just the execution of the story that I have issues with. Like, if it was written differently, I would be all for this because like I said, it's kind of feeling like Divergent plus Fourth Wing, like with magic and stuff. And theoretically, that should be right up my alley, but it's just, I don't like the characters. I think that's the problem. I'm not connecting to any of these characters except for Kane. I like Kane. I think he's funny. Here I am again attaching to the comedic relief side character. I'm gonna finish it, but at this point it's out of spite, but at least I know what to expect. I really don't want to keep continuing this. I know this is gonna be a series, but I'm not gonna lie to you. At least right now, I'm not planning to continue. And I'm kicking myself because I shouldn't have annotated. Like, I started off having such a good time and I was excited that I was annotating, but now I'm like, crap. You know what? I'm gonna keep it just because it's funny. Enough rambling, let's get back to reading. Something was just revealed that I had an inkling about, I don't know, hundreds of pages ago. And it's actually kind of satisfying because now that I'm like, yeah, finally you're catching on to each other, you can be honest about it. I can deal with this for now. This isn't making sense. Girl is seriously having an identity crisis or morality crisis. Morality crisis. Which, in a war-torn country where basically every side is corrupt, understandable. Oh, huh? Why? Why? Oh my god, she's pissing me off. I'm starting to think something about the romance and the trajectory of where the crap this is going. I kind of like it. Honestly, I would rather that than what we currently have. Then what was all this? I don't want to read the next book. Of course he did. It's cute, but I don't see the evidence. This is annoying. What? I hate this trope. I hate it so much. Oh, that's funny. I know that's supposed to be a bomb dropped, but I don't care. Yo, I'm so disappointed. Wait, I'm so disappointed. It's so annoying. As you saw, I finished Silver Elite and I ended up giving this 2 stars. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was optimistic that this would be right up my alley, and theoretically it should have been. First of all, the setting, I really loved the setting. The military academy stuff, I really like that. I'm learning that I probably should actually go and read more books with like an academy setting. Maybe that's Zodiac Academy calling my name. I don't know. But I really liked that aspect, and it almost felt like it was a little bit of like District 13, Divergent, and Basquiat War College had a little baby. So theoretically, those 3 franchises mushed together. It should have been right up my alley. But for some reason, I just couldn't get into it. I mean, as you saw, I was trying to be super optimistic. I just didn't like the main character. I've never had that happen to me before. I mean, like, there has been some female main characters where I'm like, okay, you're not my favorite, but like, you're still cool. It's fine. Like, I can work with you. But reading her stuff, I'm like, oh, you're like actually irking me right now. Because yes, I understand the world feels like it's ending and everything is being turned upside down. Like, I get that, honey. But like, is now the time for an identity crisis? Because I feel like you should just be concerned about staying alive at this point. But it felt super lusty, felt super like, I'm just gonna put in spice just to have spice. And I don't mind spicy books. Like, I enjoy spicy books. That's fine. But in this sense, like, it didn't do anything for the plot. That I think is my main point. Like, I need spice that's gonna further the plot, make sense for these characters instead of just like being there and just to like have it happen. Like, it really meant nothing. I was frustrated with the spice scene. I skimmed through them. I was like, this is literally not important. Can we get to the actual plot? And speaking of the plot, I was just not a fan of how this ended. My least favorite trope was included in this book, in which I'm not gonna tell you what it is, because obviously if you're gonna read it, then like go experience it. I'm sure this is gonna be somebody's cup of tea. I mean, granted, I did tab. I mean, I don't know if you could see, like, I have quite a few tabs and most of them are just like fun quotes that I liked. Towards like the end, it was honestly me just like bitching, but it's fine. I just think that the last part of the book, there was a reveal that happened and a piece of information that was brought to light that, granted, the piece of information was new, but the point of the information was literally the entire point of the book. So it kind of felt like a slap to the face for the readers, at least, because I'm like, if we weren't paying attention, this could have been a revolutionary idea, but the point behind the information was the whole theme of the book. Does that make any sense? I'm so sad that BookTok let me down with this first recommendation, but that's okay because we have one more book to read, at least for this vlog. Maybe I should do a part 2. And hopefully this one turns everything around and I can confidently say you should take Rex from BookTok, because that one has me saying, no, you need to be careful. Not an outright no. I guess I had fun. But the point of the video is, should you take Rex from BookTok? And as of right now, it's gonna be a maybe/no. So let's get into Shield of Sparrows. Imagine if this is how I continued to film. Well done. Hello. This is an overdue update. I am 36% of the way through Shield of Sparrows, 242 pages in. I have put off giving an update because the first like 200 pages were so slow. I felt like so much of that could have been cut out, but I'm still reading and I'm still very intrigued because the story seems really interesting. I'm just waiting for her to glean more information, because basically what's happening is she's been forced to marry a prince of another kingdom, but secretly apparently her dad wants to infiltrate this kingdom, and so he's like, hey, I need you to go spy for me. And so basically the last 200 pages have been them traveling across the ocean, across the land, trying to get to the city that they're gonna be staying in, which is like not a mythical city, but like no outsiders can enter this city, and her dad wants her to figure out how to get information back to him of how to get into this city, because apparently there's something there that he wants. And so I'm like reading this and it's like, okay, we're still traveling, all right, moving on. There's been one scene so far. I'm like, okay, this is good, this is delicious, I'm really liking the dynamics between the characters right now. But as far as like answers and stuff, we've gotten zilch, nothing, absolutely nothing, and it's driving me insane because I'm 242 pages in. You're gonna tell me that I'm sitting here in 200 pages and I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I don't know. I'm sounding very skeptical right now, but it's starting to at least sort of get close, and I feel like she's gotten to the point where she's like, okay, now I can take these little bits of pieces of information, try to piece together what's actually going on, because she's just as clueless to the readers, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because I like being on the same level as the FMC, because then I feel like if she's clueless and I'm clueless, we're on the same page together, so what she learns, we'll learn with her and we can all piece it together. So I'm intrigued. There's a lot of different like breeds of monsters in this universe. Obviously this is the first book, so like I'm giving it a chance. I'm not as annoyed as I was with Silver Elite. This one I think is going way better, and this is more like a classic fantasy that I like. But I'm gonna sit down and read for a while. I don't even know how much I'm gonna read. It is currently 10:09 p.m. I'm probably gonna get tired in the next hour here, but I have a lot to go and we're gonna continue. Good morning. I am having such a hard time articulating my thoughts right now, and I am pleased to say that I am about 50% of the way through. And things, it's not necessarily picked up. I don't really know how to explain it. Some things are starting to happen and they're getting interesting. It's not fast paced yet. It's not like things are going down. Like, I mean, I guess it's only 50% of the book. So I would expect maybe around like 80% we can hit like the snowball. But I'm enjoying it because something just happened that like, it was almost sort of a character development moment where she makes a decision. She's like, hey, like enough is enough. And then we're gonna like move forward. I'm gonna make a decision to do stuff for myself. Not necessarily for herself, but like take initiative kind of. And so that's kind of started a lot of events happening that are making it really interesting. Like, finally, this is what I was waiting for, because I was like, girl, at some point you need to do something. Like, you can't just sit down and take all this stuff. But hopefully I'll get to finish the book today. That might be ambitious because I have about 6 hours left in the book. But I am gonna go sit at my favorite coffee shop called Fable Hollow, which is a bookstore coffee shop combo. You have seen me go to this coffee shop before. It is my absolute favorite. But I'm feeling like if I try to stay home right now, I'm not gonna get reading done and I'm gonna get distracted, because I probably actually should vacuum and I should clean the bathroom. I have other things to do, but I need to finish this book so I can get this vlog out on Saturday. Yeah, so that's the plan.
So could you call me back? Hello, hello. I'm trying to work this out.
I've got my lazy reader set up here, and I know I said that I was gonna try to finish it tonight. I don't think I'm gonna finish it tonight, but this is actually so satisfying right now because we're finally getting at least some answers, although I am a little bit confused. That's okay, at least we're getting something to work through. I am 483 pages, 73% of the way through. And my Kindle says I have 2 hours and 51 minutes left, but I am not staying up till 2 a.m. to read this. It's not that kind of book. But let's keep going. The slow burn is burning right now. 88% through, and I feel like we're finally getting somewhere. Odessa is cracking me up. They're having this like, this is what's really going on conversation. And she's like, it has to be this, I knew it. And then like the next person says one sentence and proves her wrong. And then in her head, she's just like, oh, never mind. I knew that was gonna come back at some point. I knew it. Oh, this is satisfying. Everything is coming together. Ooh, ooh. I'm feeling the heat of the last 100 pages of a fantasy book. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh my god. I feel like it's been a while since I've read a fantasy book where the last 100 pages get crazy, so I forgot this was even a thing until now. He can go trip over a knife and I'd be happy. Go back to the hole that you crawled out of. I have 2 chapters left. Yo, so much just happened and I only have 2 chapters left. This is gonna end on the worst cliffhanger. No. 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 Oh my god. No. No, this is terrible. This is too much. No! Oh my god. It's getting Han and Leia, but like to the nth degree. Oh my god! What? What?
This just keeps getting worse.
Oh no! Oh! 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 Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that was so good! Oh, that was so good! I don't even know what to say right now. When's the next book coming out? Oh, it's gonna be a trilogy. Okay, cool. Oh, that was so good. Let me get my thoughts together and then we can talk. It's time for my final thoughts on Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I had such a fun time and this was so needed after the 2 stars of Silver Elite. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it took a second to get into. It was very slow for about like 80% of it, and slow in the sense that she was constantly talking about trying to figure out what was actually going on, and it kind of felt like it was going in circles for a second, which now knowing what was actually going on and having that reveal moment at the end, it's like, okay, I could kind of get that, but I still feel like this could have been 100 pages shorter. But wanting to know the secrets, wanting to know the answers that the main character was trying to find out anyways, it kept me engaged. And like I said earlier, if a main character doesn't know information and we're finding out the information with a main character, it's so much more engaging because she is a very unreliable narrator. I'm just gonna tell you that, but that makes it interesting. And so it's fun to kind of go on this journey with her, but also pick up on some of her maybe biases, but also pick up things that she wasn't even thinking of before. Because yes, there were a couple of things that I'm like, I knew this from the beginning. From as soon as you mentioned what was going on, I knew that's what actually was happening. Words! I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. It was also nice because it closed some questions off, but left enough open-ended that the next book is not going to be super slow. It's not going to be uninteresting. Like, it was satisfying enough to get these answers, but I still have a couple questions in my head. I'm like, I feel like that was really, really important. So the next book, I can see where it's going and I'm excited to learn about that information, but it wasn't so like info dumpy, which was nice. And the slow burn. Oh my god, the slow burn. Oh my god. This was what I want from a slow burn. I enjoyed the main characters. They weren't necessarily my favorite, but they weren't completely bland and they worked so well together. Like, they complemented each other so well and the romance was definitely believable. Thank goodness after Silver Elite. And it totally left me wanting the second book like immediately. I mean, you saw me try to search up if there was any announcement or anything. Like, I want the next book. Now, let's get to the verdict of can you trust BookTok or not? If this vlog was purely Silver Elite, I would say no. If this vlog was purely Shield of Sparrows, I would say yes. So we gotta find a happy medium, and I'm gonna say sometimes. I think also going into BookTok, you have to be aware that reading is so subjective and it's gonna be different for everybody. But I have found so many amazing books through BookTok. Obviously, I started with Akhtar, and I found Crescent City and Throne of Glass by extension. I found City of Gods and Monsters, which is one of my all-time favorite series. But I've also not found some great ones. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of the Touch of Darkness series. I really didn't like Lightlark and I won't be continuing the series. I've read up to Skyshade. I did not, honestly, I don't know why, but there's gotta be a balance. So I would say take recommendations with a grain of salt and go in with an open mind, because you never know. You never know. Thank you so much for watching. You are incredible. And that is all that I have for you today. So I will see you next time.